Welcome to Toyota Body and Paint Kaizen video. In this video, we will show an additional example of Kaizen operations implemented in Vietnam. Our activities are based on Toyota Business Practice, or the TBP method. To understand Toyota Business Practice and its application in Kaizen operations, we recommend watching the video on the Kaizen operation implementation in the Philippines. The objective of this video is to show examples of how the dealer implemented Kaizen activities to achieve higher ES, CS, and DS. For ES, the focus is on high employee turnover rate. For CS, the reduction of long lead time. For DS, the low body and paint customer paid unit serviced, or BP CPUS. Now, let's see how they carried out Kaizen activities. Toyota Motor Vietnam selected Toyota Long Bien, or TLB, as the pilot dealer. It is in Hanoi, the northern part of Vietnam. It is the second largest dealer in terms of BP CPUS, and they are equipped with a big facility. Despite the big facility, this dealer is experiencing problems from customer complaints for not achieving the promised vehicle delivery time. They are also experiencing high turnover of technicians. These problems are affecting the overall BP shop business and will result in not achieving targets set. Now, let's look at how TLB solved those problems. We divided this video into 3 case studies. First, let's take a look at the problems of Toyota Long Bien in the area of employee satisfaction. They were struggling with high employee turnover rate, which is more than 15%. To understand employee needs, Small Group Activity Teams, or SGA, conducted an employee satisfaction survey. From the survey results, SGA identified the following problems. Career path is not clear. Communication between members is weak. Salary and welfare does not match expectations. To find a solution, it is important to generate as many ideas as possible. Do not be limited by preconceptions. After finding the root cause, the Kaizen team considered many possible countermeasures to address the root causes of the various problems at the Genba. They also sought technicians' opinions to develop countermeasures to solve the problem. For the first root cause, career path is not clear. The SGA team discussed and brainstormed how to clearly visualize a technician's career path and included the need for training and development to raise their skill levels accordingly. They documented it, explained the visualization to all technicians, and put it up on the common board to be viewed by all technicians. For the second root cause, weak communication between management and technicians, the SGA team discussed and brainstormed how to organize regular meetings with management and technicians. These meetings will help to close the gap and build trust between management and technicians. For the third root cause, there are 2 parts. Firstly, the technician's salary policy is unclear. For this, the SGA team brainstormed to create a detailed explanation of the technician's salary payslip. This helped technicians to understand the details of their salary, which comprises their basic salary and an incentive component depending on CPUs and material costs. Technicians were satisfied and agreed with the salary system. For the second part, improvement of working conditions for technicians, the SGA team discussed and brainstormed to do the following: increase lighting in work area, open windows for ventilation, install additional fans on each stall to create a cooler environment, provide more water dispensers and make them more accessible, provide additional uniforms. After all of the countermeasures were created and implemented, the SGA team conducted another survey and saw improved results. Therefore, Toyota Long Bien developed the clear vision that the key to happy customers is to have happy employees. Now, let's take a look at the problem Toyota Long Bien had with lead times. After PKS, the light damage repair lead time of Toyota Long Bien was 14.5 hours. This lead time is long, according to customer surveys, and it is also longer than the average repair lead time of other dealers, which is around 8 to 10 hours. After doing the Genba confirmation and KPI analysis, Toyota Long Bien identified 3 main factors that lead to the long repair lead time: repeat repairs, stagnation, longer drying time of waterborne paint. Let's take a closer look at how they resolved these problems. It is important to generate as many ideas as possible. do not be limited by preconceptions. After finding the root cause, the Kaizen team considered many possible countermeasures to address the root causes of the various problems at the Genba. After seeking technicians' inputs, we developed countermeasures to solve the problem. For the first problem, the in-process repeat repair ratio was 16.3%. The paint process contributed to almost half of the defects at 8.3%. Following deeper analysis by the SGA team, the main defects that required in-process repeat repair were pinhole, due to the chemical spray entering the engine room from GS area; paint run, due to technician skill; dust, from the vehicle and paint booths; sanding marks, due to selection of the wrong sanding paper. For pinholes, they changed the engine room cleaning chemical application method. Instead of using a high-pressure spray gun, they used a hand spray bottle to reduce chemicals flying in the air. They also changed to a better quality degreasing paper to eliminate all the remaining oil and water on the surface before painting. For dust, they performed regular maintenance of the paint booth. They set maintenance intervals at 2 times a year. They also set the 5S schedule for the paint booths daily or weekly with detailed items needed and assigned a PIC. To eliminate dust from the outside, they washed all B&P repair vehicles before starting repairs. For paint run, they conducted retraining for technicians to enhance and sustain their painting skill. They also trained backup paint technicians in case the main spraying technician is on leave or unavailable. Toyota Longbien also placed a technical skill map on the bulletin board for all members to clearly visualize the skill competency of every technician. They also standardized painting conditions and the spray gun setup in the paint booth, keeping air pressure, paint volume, painting distance, painting angle, and painting speed consistent. This way, the paint technician will be able to perform consistently well too. For sanding marks, they provided training for polishing technicians so that they will use the correct sandpaper for repairs. For overall quality control of BP repair, they also revised the QC check sheet and developed QC Man to check all processes. The second factor was stagnation. PKS results showed an additional 5 hours of stagnation in the total repair lead time. After doing the Genba and SGA discussion, Toyota Longbien found that there were 2 reasons for the stagnation. The first reason was the mixing of damage levels. We can see here that a mix of all light and medium damage is given together to one BP team. Let us take a closer look at the process and how it contributed to stagnation. The first car repair is light repair. They start with body repair from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. with a lead time of 60 minutes, and then do surface repair from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. with a lead time of 120 minutes. Painting takes place from 11 a.m. to 12 noon with a lead time of 60 minutes. And the final process goes from 1 to 2 p.m. with a lead time of 60 minutes. They have their lunch break from 12 to 1 p.m. The second car has medium damage. The first process for it is body repair. This can start after the body technician finishes the first car, so the body repair process can start at 9 a.m. and finish at 10:30 a.m. with a 90-minute lead time. The surfacer can start at 11 a.m. after the service technician finishes his first car. This is where stagnation occurs, as the second car undergoes a period of 30 minutes when it is not receiving any repairs. Likewise, the third car will have to wait 120 minutes for the surfacer as stagnation has occurred. The second reason for stagnation was the unbalanced workload between technicians. Surface process is the most intensive task, followed by polishing, which also has a heavier workload than painting and panel repair processes. However, only one technician was assigned to each process. This unbalanced workload led to the difference in lead times of each process. To solve this problem, the SGA team established a flow system, set the required personnel, and adjusted the scope of work for each process. The first step was to categorize damage levels based on the number of panels for body repair, as well as the labor costs. Then, to ensure balance of the number of CPUs for each team, they added one more damage category, light-medium, which is a damage level between light and medium. For the second step, they allocated vehicles to each team based on damage level by the job controller. Team 1 performs super light and light repairs, and Team 2 takes on the light-medium repairs. They introduced a second countermeasure to standardize processing time after the SGA team conducted Yamazumi activity. SGA teams then explained the standardized processing times to all technicians. After receiving their feedback, they implemented it as an SOP. To achieve the standard set, they arranged the number of technicians assigned to each process. They transferred the washing job from the polishing team to the washing team. Masking jobs were changed to be done outside rather than in the paint booth. This allows for shorter prep time while the vehicle is in the paint booth. Now let's look at the third factor that led to long repair lead times, the longer spraying time of waterborne paint. The dealer converted to waterborne paint for better repair quality and to enhance the working environment for technicians, as waterborne paint is less toxic. However, waterborne paint has a longer lead time in the spraying process compared with solvent paint. It took 28 minutes to spray one car compared to solvent paint. This is because waterborne paint needs more time for drying before technicians can apply the next coating layer. It also increases workload for paint technicians, as they need to do drying by air blower, which is done manually. To solve this problem, the dealer decided to reduce the drying time of waterborne paint and reduce the workload for paint technicians. Therefore, they set up an automatic drying system. After all the Kaizen, this is the result they achieved. For quality, repeat repair, or customer comeback, was reduced to 0% after 5 months of Kaizen. Repeat repair was also reduced in all processes, including body repair, surfacing, painting, and polishing. For lead time, the repair lead time was reduced from 14.5 hours to 9 hours. With the reduction of repair lead time, the dealer was also able to reduce stagnation and achieve greater control on working schedule. Overtime was reduced to almost zero. With the reduction in repeat repairs, the BP shop can save more time and materials. This led to lower repair costs and an increase in salary for technicians. Coupled with the reduction in the repair lead time, the BP workshop saw a productivity increase of 17%. This led to more BP CPUS and more BP revenue too. Let's take a look at the problem Toyota Longbian faced in the lead time area. A customer arrived at the service area to collect his car at the counter and found out the car was not ready for collection as there is delay in the repair. The customer got angry and scolded the SA. It is important to generate as many ideas as possible. Do not be limited by preconceptions. After finding the root cause, the Kaizen team considered many possible countermeasures to address the root causes of the various problems at the Genba. After seeking technicians' inputs, we developed countermeasures to solve the problem. The SGA team observed the situation to find the reasons why this had happened at the service counter. When the customer asked for the delivery time, the SA simply answered based on a single glance at the workshop and calendar. The SGA team then analyzed the root cause by Genba and found the following root causes. Firstly, the SA gave the promised time without referring to any data and based only on experience. Further investigation showed that there were no guidelines of the total standard delivery time due to the JPCB system not being updated on time. To summarize, the root causes are: there were no guidelines of the total standard delivery time, as the SA simply gave the promised time based on experience, and the JPCB system was not updated on time. The SGA team proceeded to study countermeasures for the number one root cause by understanding the processes involved in the standard lead time in the dealership, which includes insurance pre-approval, parts, production and quality inspection. They determined the standard time of each process through Yamazumi activities. They then introduced the standard lead times as shown in the table. With this, the recommended promised delivery time for each damage level could be better determined by the SA. The SGA team also implemented countermeasures for root cause number 2 by addressing the following areas. To track job progress, technicians can update start and finish times in the workshop and check their schedule. The job controller can also follow the standardized time from countermeasure 1 to make the job plan or schedule. The SA can confirm the workshop situation by viewing JPCB and give updates to the customer. The SGA team also implemented the SOP, as shown. In case of a delay, The SOP ensures that the SA immediately contacts the customer once a delay is detected before the painting process. These are the results after the implementation of guidelines. They set up a TV in the workshop, conducted training, and shared the SOP and guidelines with staff. The final step was to standardize the successful processes. The PDCA cycle should be applied until Kaizen measures are successful. Once problems have been successfully eliminated and goals achieved, the new methods or procedures should be set as the new standard. By sharing these standards across the organization and with other branches, the whole company can become stronger. This process is also known as Yokoten and is one of the keys to Toyota's success. The lessons we have seen at Toyota Longbyen can be applied at any dealership or workshop. Keeping employees happy will mean that they provide our customers with better service and increase customer trust. More satisfied customers mean more repeat customers and a stronger brand reputation. This will lead to consistent growth and the development of a strong, sustainable business. Thank you for following us to the end of this video. We hope that you have a greater insight into how to apply TBP process to your business.